Hello and welcome to your online space. This is an orientation to your subject in Moodle. This is the learning management system that we use at ICMS. In this video, we'll look at some of the key areas you'll need to know about to begin accessing content, undertaking activities and completing your assessments. So make sure you watch the whole of this video before you go any further. Okay, so the first place to start is the subject outline. This can be found here. Simply click on the link and you'll find a document that gives you an overview of the subject, assessments and learning outcomes. So back on the home page, the first thing you need to do is to have a look at your class announcements. Every time you get an announcement, you'll see it appear here, and you'll also receive a notification to the email address you use to log into Moodle. You can't respond to your lecturer in this forum. If you need to ask a question, then the best place to go is back to the Q&A discussion forum. So when you click on the Q&A discussion forum, you'll find another forum where you can add a topic of discussion. Your lecturers will monitor this space, so anytime you have a question, feel free to ask it in here. The great thing about using this forum rather than emailing the lecturer directly is that the response you get can be seen by all students on the subject, and there is a very good chance that they were thinking of the same question too. It's simple to get started with this. All you need to do is add a new discussion topic and then type in the text editor in here. Once you submit or post to the Q&A forum, this will become a thread in your class Q&A discussion space, and you'll be able to see all your classmates' thread in here too. Okay, so let's go back to the main page now. Once back on the home page, you can scroll down to a section that says Assessments. Here it is. In here, you'll see a list of assessments that you'll be required to complete to successfully finish this particular subject. Now, to do this, click on the little drop-down arrow to open it up. There is information in here about each individual assessment. And if we click on one of these, you'll be able to see the instructions on how to complete it. Okay, now you scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see a rubric at the bottom, which is like a marking guide, marking rubric, which includes criteria which your lecturer will use to measure your performance in the assessment. Okay, so if we go back now, you'll also be able to see under Assessments a link where you can submit your assessment and check its academic integrity. Okay, so now we're back on the home page. We'll scroll down to the content areas. You can see that this subject is broken up into topics. Close that. Here we go. And these topics usually run for 1 week at a time. Clicking on one of the topics reveals its structure, and it also lays out the requirements for each week. Each topic is very similar in its organisation. First off, there are the weekly questions. Now these help you to engage and interact with key concepts that are connected to the learning outcomes, the content, and the activities. Okay, then you may be asked to complete a before class activity. This is a great way to build introductory knowledge around the topic or prepare for the upcoming class. Now, moving down in this example subject, we can see an in-class section. This is where you will see the main content for the topic, which will be delivered as a PowerPoint in class time. Whether you're taking an online or face-to-face version of the subject, it doesn't really matter. This is where your in-class content will be located. Embedded within this content as well, there will be learning activities that help you to develop and build on knowledge and skills. With this in mind, you can see why it's really essential that you attend classes to maximize your chances of success in your studies. Now, along with the kind of activities that you do in class, you'll also be able to engage with other tasks and activities that help you to build knowledge and skills towards the course learning outcomes or assessments. Or it may involve working in groups to solve a problem. Feedback on these activities will be really useful for you as you progress through the course. So click on these links to learn more about what's required in each topic. Okay, so scrolling down within the topic, let's have a quick look at the resources that you have for each topic. Now, these are divided in two. You have your essential resources, which are must-see resources that support the week's class content, activities and tasks. As well as these essential resources, you also have some additional resources here. These are more need-to-see resources that will enrich your knowledge and skills around the topic. So when you click on here, you'll be able to see them organized in a more visually appealing way, and you can watch the things within there within the frame. There are things to watch, there are things to read, and there are things to interact with in your additional resources. Finally, at the end of each topic, you'll be able to click a link to let your lecturer know what you found most interesting about the topic and any areas that you may still find confusing or require support with. Your responses will be anonymous unless you write your name in the comments. Your feedback will help your lecturer amend the subject to suit your group's needs. Just click Submit your answers here after writing in these boxes. Okay, so moving back out of the topic, we can also go this way as well, and back onto the home page. If we scroll down to the Zoom online classrooms, we click the little arrow to open it up. Within this, you'll be able to see the links to your online classroom here. You'll see your subject title, class time, group, and also the lecturer name. There are also guides within here to help you set up and understand what to do when you're in the online classroom. Simply click on the Zoom link and you'll be taken to a page where you can start the meeting. Now it usually says here start meeting, but outside of the meeting time it will say unable to join at this time. Once you click on this, you'll go into Zoom and join your lecturer and other students. Try to keep your webcam on in the Zoom sessions as it really helps to feel more connected with your class and with your lecturer. Okay, so whether you are studying online or face-to-face, you'll see a link to the class recording section, just here. If you happen to miss a class, you can click this link and see a list of recordings for each session. The recording name will be the same as the Zoom link title you clicked on above for the online classes. Now let's explore the right-hand side of the Moodle subject. Now at the top, first of all, you'll see your lecturer, you'll see your lecturer's name and their email address, their contact details. Underneath this, you'll see the Get Support block. First of all, if you need academic skill support, there are links to the ICMS Student Success Centre. If you click on this, you can find online support and resources to help you with things like report writing, online quizzes, group work, and so on. There are also resources available to help you with your emotional well-being, especially if you begin to feel overwhelmed with your study. Okay, so moving back onto the home page now. If you are out of the Student Success Centre hours, you can click the Studiosity link here for 24/7 support. Within this, you can ask questions to a fully qualified academic, as well as receive feedback on your written work. A really excellent service. Now, just further down, you'll see a section that says completion progress. Now, this is a personal progress bar that indicates how you are tracking across the subject. Now, if we just go back here into the topic content, you'll notice that there are checkboxes next to important activities. You receive a check mark for these on meeting criteria for completion of the activity. And these are what are shown in your progress tracking section up here. So once you complete that activity, it will show up as green in here. Okay, now before we finish, it's important that you complete your studies with academic integrity at ICMS, not falling foul to academic misconduct. So therefore, all students must complete the academic integrity module early in their studies, and it's available here. So after clicking the link, just clicking the image, you can self-enroll using the password which we've got for you at the bottom. Okay, so that's all you need to know to get started navigating your class space. We hope you have a great term and enjoy studying within the online environment at ICMS.